After 36 long and grueling races, 84 drivers will be competing for TOECAR Season 3. But today, it isn't about them, it's about those that didn't make it. They'll be competing at the very first non-star clash. Hello everybody, my name is Outbox and I welcome you from Turnip Hole, Pennsylvania at this very special venue. This is the house that Todd built. This is the Toddring, 3-mile super speedway similar to Pocono in various ways, but it's a little bit more extreme and definitely less safe. There's going to be 2 events here today, but we're going to focus on the Goodies Trash Series. 38 entries. These are drivers that are not competing full-time in Season 3. So, Plot 55 drivers that have been unemployed since Season 1 and Season 2, and crew chiefs who have competed in TOECAR points paying races. 30 laps, speeds up to 265 miles per hour, fast racing, hopefully some good racing, and some wrecking. Probably a lot of wrecking. And a special surprise. Now, you may be asking, there's going to be field fillers in this race? Yeah, there is. Prior to this event, there was a raffle to give fans a chance to compete against their favorite TOECAR drivers. You're only going to see 1 field filler today, but there's going to be more in the upcoming Splint Cup Series event. Sunny day out, grandstands packed, and everybody is excited. However, we have to go through today's starting grid presented by the NASCAR USB-C to USB-C cable. Kicking us off in pole position is going to be the 54 of Asiago. Alongside him is going to be the 95 of Chris Cross. Row 2, Jeff Gordumi in that 24, and the 78 of Wayne Rexke. Row 3 is going to consist of Anthony Von Samson in that 12 and Tony Torkrinch in that 88. Row 4, Harvey Quinn in that 00, still unsponsored, and the 69 of Rusty Dipstick. And rounding out our top 10, it's going to be the 6 of Liz Wyoming and the 50 of LW Wrong. In row 6, it's going to be Spare Ferguson in the 29 and Ailed Sadness in that number 2. Row 7, Mason Dixon in the 18 and the 92 of Bill Wasabi alongside. Row 8, Adam Recklin in the 11 and that 68, that's Paul Walker Music. And row 9, it features Alex Bress in the 81, that's our only field filler, fan from the grandstands that won the raffle. Alongside her, it's going to be the 01 of Dakota West. And row 10, it's going to feature the 37 of CJ Simpson and the 67 of Dega Dub. Row 11, it's going to have Bill Landlines in that 42 and Clark Dusman in his very own ride, the 56. Row 12, also their own rides, Polarizing in the 20 and the 08 of Boris Zane, Jackie Set's crew chief. Row 13, the 91 of Solar D Panels and Russell Phillips in that 84. Row 14, it's going to have Sabir Thunderstorm Varnon in that 27, and guess what? Also Luke in that 22. Row 15, the 60 of Coyle Lawson, Honorary Filminard in the 60, and the 31 of Dingo Dave. Row 16, the 09 of Husqvarna, and the 5 of Florida Man. Penultimate row, it's going to have the 44 of Sir Lewis Hamstring, alongside him is going to be the 65 of Lawful Allen, and last but not least, the 0 of Sport Tender, and the 19 of Todd the Stain Trousers. And now, let's give it to today's pace car driver, Dan TikTok, for the command.
Drivers, start your engines or some shit.
Thank you, Dan. 36 V8 engines coming to life. 1 winner, 35 losers. 30 laps to decide who the best of the rest is. As we see Dan immediately pulling into pit road starting towards the start of the final corners. Asiago leading the inside lane, Chris Cross leading the outside lane. Asiago eliminated in Season 2. Nothing notable. Pretty much a quiet bad season. And Chris Cross eliminated in Season 1. His only notable highlight was jumping over the hill in Talladega. Great jump, might I add. 10 out of 10 for the landing there. As we see them go into the front straightaway. Here we go. Let's go super speedway racing, boys. We're green at the Toddring. Out of turn 2, Asiago with the lead, 3 wide behind them. As we go into turn 3, 3 wide for second place. Anthony Bon Samsung in the bottom, the 24 in the middle, the 95 on top. And look at that, the 29 Asperus Ferguson looking for second place. And he gets it. Lap 1 complete as Asiago leads the race. Everybody's trying to get themselves organized. Mason Dixon has a little bit of issues. Oh, and trouble with the 2 of Veiled Sadness and the 01 of Dakota West. They got hooked together for a little bit. I think they're okay now. As the field spread into 2 packs. Ring Rexy trying to go to the bottom. He won't be able to. Veiled Sadness is right there. Getting pushed by the 44 of Sibilu's Hamstring and the 0 of Sport Tender. Excuse me. As we see a lead change now. New leader, the 29 of Spare Ferguson, blocks the bottom. As you remember, replaced strikes in Season 1 at Ricky. And let's give it up for the 81, Alex Perez. Fantastic job on the wheel so far. Top 5. Could we see an upset? As we see Dagadub challenging for the lead, goes to the top. Will he be able to go to the bottom? Yes, he will. Very risky. 4 wide for the 4th place now. I think they'll be able to go by... Yes, they will. As Dagadub now challenges the 29 for the lead. He goes to the bottom. Dagadub, he's got the lead, but will he be able to clear? Yes, he will. New leader, Dagadub, into 67. 3rd lead change of the day, but we're not done yet. Far from it. The 2 of Veiled Sadness now on the bottom. Getting pushed by the 44 of Sir Bluis and the 0 Sport Tender. Talk about loyalty so far. Great job. Great run by the 2 of Veiled Sadness. Goes to the bottom. Leaves Sir Bluis on the middle lane. As we see Spare. Now he has a great run. The 65 of Lawful Allen pushing him. Will he be able to go to the lead? I think he will. Blocks the bottom of Asa Luke. Sport Tender. Having one of the worst seasons in TOECAR history in Season 2. Now leads a lap. And it's probably going to stay in the top lane. Yes, he will. As Florida Man now to the bottom. We're going to see quite a lot of lead changes at this racetrack. As we see the 19 of Todd Disdain trying to get the lead now. Let's go to the back of the pack. Let's see. We see the 54 of Asiago. DFL, dead fucking last. He probably is furious that he is in the back now. But does he have an intuition that he doesn't know? This is a big racetrack after all. As we go back to the front now. You see Clark Dusman, new leader now. As the Stain got pushed into that top lane. Dingo Dabe trying to get the lead in any way. Clark doing a great job blocking so far. Goes to the bottom. Anthony Bon Samsung in that bottom lane. He's now back to the front. Will he attempt to get the lead again? As Anthony Bon Samsung, will he attempt? He goes to the top lane. And to the middle. The 09 has a great run down in the bottom lane. Clark Dusman blocks. So we go into lap 7. And Ring Rexky, what are you doing, buddy? And Corey Lawson also does the same thing as well. 4 wide. For 4th place again. Or top 5, I'm not sure. There's too many cars. Corey Lawson, very risky move. So far, honoring that 60. And he's doing a fantastic job by doing such boneheaded moves. As we see Ring Rexy now to the lead. Boris saying, Jackie said Screw Chief challenging for first place so far. But here comes that 18 of Mason Dixon. The 81 of Alex Press back at the front again. As we see issues. The 27 of Sever Tony Star Varney gets spun. More cars. Rusty Dipstick. Phillips, Russell. Oh, and Tony Tarkridge hits the 27 and hits that 24. Caution is out. And I think everybody's okay. I think CJ Simpson was involved as well. He did spin for a little bit there. And we see more skid marks at the top. Oh, that's the 20 of Polarizing and the 00 of Harvey Quinn. They got stuck on the apex. We're going to have to check what happened. Taking a look over the air, it seems that the 69 was out of shape, gets into the 50, spins out the 27, and the 84 was there to collect the 69. As we see Clock Deuceman getting spun right there, everybody trying to avoid. Husqvarna spinning out both Dingo Dave and Dega Dub. And there was more issues up at the track. That goes out of screen right there. Clock Deuceman getting hit by Tony Tarquinch in the 88. Goes down into Sir Lewis. As everybody tries to get into shape. CJ Simpson spun out by Jeff Gordummy and Harvey Quinn, having an altercation there. Sir Lewis finally gets out, and the 88 beelines into the 27 and 37. On board Rusty Dipstick here in the 69, exiting the final turn, gets out of shape, into the 50, spins out the 27, and along for the right he goes. Everybody trying to avoid. CJ Simpson getting spun there by Jeff Gordummy, Harvey Quinn hitting Rusty. Overall a calm wreck as we see the second one up there. Now riding the 27 of Severton, as he was a victim of the altercation between Rusty Dipstick and LW Wrong. As you see, got spun out. Along for the ride, Dingo Dave and Dingo Dove, great saves on the grass. As Severton gets hit by the 88, ricocheted into the 24. Now we're going to check the second part of the wreck here. As we see the first part happening shortly, there it is. And we see Solidity Panos and Asiago get together, hit the inside wall, collect, Polarizing in the 20. Polarizing turns right, spins out Spare Ferguson, and Polarizing into the grass, and Spare hits Paul Walker Music and Liz Wyoming. Paul Walker Music spinning out into the wall. The 20 goes back into the track, hits the outside wall as well. You see Lawful Allen trying to get by, gets hit. But overall fine. Polarizing trying to get up into the track, just gets stuck in the apex. So we're going to see Harvey Quinn just shortly here, I believe. There they are. Dumbass. On board Solidity Panos, as he avoids the first wreck, trying to race to the line, hooks Ashiago, gets into the wall, spins out, 360 saves that bitch, and avoids a second wreck. Incredible luck by that 91. Lives to race another lap. Now let's look at one of the unfortunate victims of the second wreck, Paul Walker Music, as he avoids the first wreck as well, sees the second wreck happening in front of him. As he tries to race it out, 29 jump scare, and into the wall he goes. Spins out, Liz Wyoming pushes him to the bottom of the racetrack. You can't be serious, right? What the fuck? One last onboard here, the 20 of Polarizing. So you see the first wreck happen, avoids it. Second wreck gets hooked in the 91. Collects the 29, spins on the grass, back into the track, hits the wall. Lawful Allen. And gets stuck on the apron. Great day today. Great start by the 20. And to make matters worse, hi Harvey. Welcome back to the Toddring. Heading towards lap 12 of 30, our first restart. And Mason Dixon is leading the race in the 18, his season 1 ride. Got eliminated in season 1 as well. But also honoring Filet Mignon, who also drove the same number, who tragically passed away at Pyongyang. Green flag once more. And great restart by Alex Press on the outside lane. But it won't be enough. Here comes Mason Dixon in the 18, the 08 of Boris Sane pushing him. Mason Dixon trying to block the top lane. He won't be able to. Stays in the middle. Tries to go towards the bottom. Very risky. He gets it done though. Blocking Adam Recklin in the 11. As he heads towards the top once more. But here comes Dakota West. 3 wide for the lead. Dakota West on the bottom. Getting pushed by LW wrong in the 50. Take a dub behind LW. As Dakota West tries to block the top lanes. Will he be able to go to the bottom? I don't think so. Here comes that 67 of Dega Dub towards the lead once more. Dingo Dave pushing him. Drag race down the first straightaway. 3 wide, second down under. Dega Dub going to the top. What are you doing, buddy? No! The leader's wreck! LW wrong on his side. Whoa! He gets hit. More cars trying to avoid. It's a mess. No. Huge mess. The big one happens. Liz Wyoming on his roof. Lands on his wheels, almost flips over. Tony Toddring on his roof now. What a mess. Cars on the apron. Oh, and Crisscross hits the 50. A lot of good cars out of this race. The 50, the 20. We're going to have to take a look. Checking the aero view once more as we see Dega Dub blocking lanes that aren't clear. And we see LW going on his side. Everybody trying to avoid Crisscross directly into LW's engine bay. As everybody else tries to avoid. Florida Man hits the apron. Straight into the wall. Collects the 12 of Anthony Von Samsung. As we see more cars getting involved. Lawful Allen, Husqvarna. Solo D panels again. Elliot Sadness, and even more cars spinning, the 88 of Tony Torkrinch, as we see Liz Wyoming going upside down. Rusty Dipstick getting hit from behind by Dakota West. Cars are resting on the apron, and Dega Dub hits the 68 of Paul Walker Music. As we see more cars up there. And Tony Torkrinch is about to go upside down. What a mess. On board the 50 of LW Wrong. As you see Dega Dub going higher and higher to protect the lead, and man, no reason to do that. Oh! Crisscross! Horrible hit, and Corey Lawson hits the 50. I'm surprised it's still kicking. Anthony Von Samsung upside down as you saw. More cars in the apron. And the final incident. Tony Turkrinch upside down getting hit by Harvey Quinn. Oh, again? What does the 95 have against LW? Well, his day's over for sure. On board Anthony Von Samsung in at number 12. And you can see up top how the big one happens and how Crisscross hits LW. Fuller Man collecting Anthony. And just goes upside down by himself. Such a shame. He had a very strong car. But that's how the big one goes. We're gonna get out of the roof cam, focus on Liz Wyoming as he tries to navigate this clusterfuck. As you see, nobody can drive for shit. Another wreck happens. Liz goes upside down for a little bit. Back on his wheels. Almost flips over. Gets himself straightened out and back at him again. Final replay, and we're going to focus on Rusty Dipstick again, as the first wreck happens there. Second wreck, just shortly. Third wreck, and the fourth one. And Liz goes upside down right in front of Rusty, and that's how Rusty avoids the everyone, where everyone's involved. Welcome back to the Toddring, about to go into lap 18, second restart of the day. And Boris Sane is our leader. We asked Boris, "You're Jackie Said's crew chief, why aren't you on Jackie's car?" And he said, "Nah, I don't wanna." Perfectly understandable, actually, considering the fact that Jackie has gotten herself like 10 concussions on her ride. It wouldn't be surprising if some of it rubbed into Boris, or anybody that rides that car in general. As we see Bo Wasabi going 3 wide for the lead. Dingo Dave on top, Sane in the middle, Bill Wasabi on the bottom, and he takes it. Oh, and we see Lawful Allen spinning towards the grass into the Armco barrier, trying towards the tires. Back up the track, I think everybody just left. Thank goodness. As Lawful Allen goes back into the apron. No caution. We're still racing. As Bill Wasabi is in first. 4 wide for the second place. Excuse me. That's also Luke in the bottom. Boris saying thinks better of it. And slows down. As everybody scrambled trying to make sense of what just happened. As Todd the Stained Trousers leads up the second pack, trying to catch up to the lead pack here. Sir Blue is at the bottom. 3 wide for second place, I believe. Sir Bluis manages to get third place. Asiago challenging Sir Bluis. He has been all over the place this race. Now on fourth. And Boris saying isn't giving up. He's still right there in fifth. The race has calmed down a little bit as we see cars separated. Hopefully it stays like this for the remaining 10 laps. As we see Sir Bluis on the bottom, trying to catch Bill Wasabi, he isn't able to. That 92 has been through a lot. I mean, initially written by Derek Polk. Died season 2 at the Gauntlet, hitting the safer barrier, or the pit road barrier. And Bill Wasabi took over their ride after the Gauntlet. So he's doing a fantastic job so far. As we see the bottom lane trying to get a group. Russell Phillips trying to go to the bottom. He isn't able to. And you see the separation between the packs. Boris once again towards the lead as he takes a spot from St. Louis. But here comes also Luke. Can he do something? No, he'll stay behind the 08. Great job by these drivers so far. Also Luke going towards the bottom. He's going to challenge. Can Boris block? Sort of. No, not really. Also Luke on the bottom. Trying to get a run. And look at Asiago trying to find an opening. Can he be able to? Stays behind Dingo Dave. Jeff Gordummy on the bottom as well. Todd Disdain trying to catch up. As also Luke has a terrible exit. 4 wide for the lead. Jeff Gordummy on the bottom. The 19's pushing him. New leader, the 24. As he tries to block every single lane possible. But he won't be able to block the 19. The Stain towards the lead. But the 24 is not giving up. Here comes the 18 of Mason Dixon towards the bottom. 4 wide for the lead once more. The 42 of Bill Landlines in the bottom. He's going to take the lead. And lead lap 23. But we're not done yet. Paul Walker Music in the 68. Remember, he got involved in a wreck earlier. Now he's towards the front. Boris Say not giving up as well. As everybody's trying to get a run. Boris saying towards the bottom. Takes the lead from Paul Walker Music. Sir Blue is following behind. Can he challenge the 08? Yes, he can. Also, Luke pushing the 44. As we head towards lap 25, also Luke looking for the lead. As he goes towards the bottom, Dingo Dabe pushing him. Trying to catch a little bit of the draft, so he has a good run and head towards the front. As we see also Luke blocking Sir Bluis. Terrible mistake there. And look at who is at the bottom. Asiago. He wants to lead back. He wants to prove that he's the best Asiago brother, even though he isn't. Oh, and lap car, that's Lawful Allen. I wonder how they're going to do passing that 65. I wonder if the 65 is going to give any space at all, first and foremost. As we see Bo Wasabi towards the front once more. Ring Rexky trying to catch up. Oh, and the 78 is going up the track a little bit. The 09 is going to have issues a little bit towards the yellow line. Overall fine. And Lawful Allen is right there. What are the leaders going to do? Bottom lane just goes out fine. And Lawful Allen blocks 2 lanes at the same time. Ring Rexky is going to hook him. They go into the grass. Lawful Allen on his side almost flips over into the Armco barrier. The 78 along with him towards the tires. Lawful Allen spins, almost gets hit. And everybody's trying to avoid Florida Man. Hits Ring Rexky. What is he doing? The 5 smoking. His day is over. More over than it already was. And it's all his fault. Everybody boo this man. Boo! Taking a look at the first incident that didn't bring out the yellow. As you see, Aylid Sadness hooked Lawful Allen at the end of the turn. Both go into the grass. Aylid manages to keep it in control, but Lawful Allen, out of control, directly into the Armco barrier. Spins out of control. He's just along for the ride, and you see the tire barrier just coming. And he better hold on, because this one's a hard one. Bam! Goes back into the track. Thankfully, everybody has passed on by. Hits the outside wall, hard as well. Rests on the apron and manages to get going again. On board the 65, as he's about to go for a ride, gets spun by Aylid Sadness, directly towards the Armco barrier. Out of control, into the tires, back up the track. Ooh, that's gotta hurt. But there's no caution, and he keeps going. Now let's take a look at the wreck that brought out the caution. As you see, the 65 Lawful Allen being slow, blocks the 78 of Ring Rexky. They both get hooked, collect the 08 of Boris Sane. The 78 hits the 65, almost makes him flip over. He's on his side for a little bit, manages to land on his wheels, and the same story as last time, into the Armco barrier. As they both spin out of control, towards the tires, hit hard, back into the track. Lawful Allen manages to not hit nobody, but that 78 isn't so lucky. Tony Toddring barely avoided by Florida Man. Oof! Not so lucky. And just like that, Wayne's day is over. What a shame. On board the 78 of Ring Rexky, as you see Lawful Allen up there. Slow as hell, blocking 2 lanes at the same time. Wayne's impatient, he wants to go, but hooks that 65. Goes out of control on the grass, towards the Armco, towards the tires, back into the track, and here comes that 5. Oh! Crazy how Wayne went from the lead pack to not being in contention anymore, and it's all because of a lapped car. On board the 65, as he's about to get lapped, Lawful Allen blocks the middle and the top lane. Ring Rexky trying to get by. He gets hooked. Almost flips over. Oh, hard hit on the Armco. Again on the tires. Back up the track. Oh, Diga Dub manages to get by. That is not the case for Florida Man. On board Florida Man in the number 5 as he battles Tony Toddring. Notices a huge cloud of smoke. Slows down. But it isn't enough. Hits the 78 and has race-ending damage. One last onboard. Let's look at Boris Sane in the 08 as he gets involved in the initial incident. Goes round and round on the apron. And manages to collect it himself, as expected from a TOECAR crew chief, as he sees the incident up there, goes on the apron, and we see behind the hard contact between the 78 and the 5. Welcome back everybody to the Toddring, as we get lined up for our first overtime attempt. Hopefully our only one. Bill Wasabi lined up in first, Dingo Dave alongside in second. Third place Alex Press, fourth place Husqvarna, 5th place, Todd the Stain Trousers. 6th place goes to Asiago, our pole sitter. 7th place, Jeff Gordummy. 8th place, Russell Phillips. 9th place, Bill Landlines. And 10th place goes to Sir Bluis. And ladies and gentlemen, how special would it be if that 92 won? As you may know, Derek Polk, the previous driver, died at the gauntlet following a horrible collision with the pit wall road. Or how special would it be if Dingo Dave won? He hasn't had a very eventful season 1. How special would it be for anybody to win this race? Green flags in the air. We go racing one more time. Bill Wasabi having a great run alongside Dingo Dave. The top lane usually having very strong restarts so far, but not this time as Bill Wasabi goes to the front. I think he's barely able to clear Dingo Dave as Todd the Stain Trousers goes in the bottom. Now goes to the middle. 4 wide for 3rd place. Jeff Gordummy in the bottom lane. Will he be able to pass by? Yes, he will. 3rd place to that 24. As Dingo Dave trying everything to get past that 92. How special would it be? How bad does Bill Wasabi want it? How bad will he block? Final lap of the race. Bill Wasabi blocking Dingo Dave into turn 1. Dingo Dave looks low. Bill Wasabi blocks. If anybody makes a mistake, either in that 31 or 92, Jeff Gordummy is right there. The rest of the pack trying to catch up. Mason Dixon all over the place. Dingo Dave trying again. Bill Wasabi blocks. That 24 tried everything as well to get passed by. Final turn. Will Dingo Dave have anything? He goes low. Bill Wasabi blocks one more time. The 92. He's gonna make it. In honor of Derek Polk, Bill Wasabi's gonna win at the Toddring. Bill Wasabi, the 92. What a great day for that team. Maybe, just maybe, it'll block the sadness that came at the gauntlet. Great job by that 92 team. And let's give it up for Dingo Dave as well. Solid effort, that 24 as well. Mason Dixon coming in 4th place. So we're going to check the standings in just a bit. Wow, the pit crew is celebrating. They're in tears right now. What a special victory. Well, after 30 laps of racing here at the Toddring, we get to declare our first victor for today. Congratulations to Bill Wasabi in the 92. I'm sure he and his team will be celebrating this win for a very, very long time. 2nd place, Dingo Dave. 3rd place, Jeff Gordummy. Solid effort from them, as I said. 4th place, Mason Dixon. And rounding out the top 5, it's Todd the Stain Trousers. 6th place, Dakota West. 7th place, Coyle Lawson. 8th place, Asa Luke. 9th place, Bill Landlines. And top 10 for Alex Press, the field filler. Rusty Dipstick, Boris Sane, Sir Bluis Hamstring. Spear Ferguson and Asiago round out the top 15. 16th place goes to Husqvarna. 17th place to Phillips Russell. 18th, Take a Dub. 19th, Elite Sadness. And the 20, that's Clark Deuceman. Had some solid run early on, but he got involved in some wrecks and just couldn't get back to the front. Looking outside the top 20, Sabert, Tunniston Varnon, and CJ Simpson both involved in the first wreck early on, 21st and 22nd place respectively. Liz Wyoming, who flipped over in the big one, 23rd place. Sport Tender led a lap, but 25th place. Anthony Von Samson, who flipped over in the big one as well, 28th place. And the guys who caused the final caution, Ring Rexky and Lawful Allen, 29th and 30th respectively. 33rd place, Florida Man, who got involved unfortunately in that wreck with Lawful Allen and Ring Rexky. And last place, it's Polarizing, eliminated early on. Next up, it's the Splint Cup's turn. The second event of the Non-Star Clash will feature more field fillers, more action, and more familiar faces. We hope to see you there. But for now, as a wise man once said, good morning, good evening, and good night.